Some abilities allow party members to attack multiple times with basic attacks. Alright, we're back in Tyranny. Me and Verse are getting ready to go talk to some people about some stuff. Kairos demands victory at Vendrian's Well. As a Fatebinder of Tunon, I am tasked with delivering Kairos' edict to the Archons of the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. It's me. Well, look at you. Our gatecrasher from the court is still in one piece. The guard pounds his chest plate in salute. Welcome to Disfavored Camp. Always happy to have an honored ally pay us a visit. I will salute you. Graven Ashe protects. That he does. The warrior nods in approval, then taps twice on the gate to signal your arrival. Be well, Fatebinder. Glory to Kairos. Addendum added. Kairos' edict must be personally delivered to the Archons. Find them in the Disfavored Camp. The two Archons are currently meeting inside Graven Ashe's tent at the north end of the camp. This guy's waving at me. Who are you, Sir Pentabor? Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. Well, sure, let me see your wares. Pentabor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. I can't really afford to buy anything. I have 4 camping supplies and 65 copper rings, which is apparently the currency here. Copper, bronze, and silver. Copper, bronze, and iron rings. I mean, I can't think of anything I need to buy, so never mind. Oh, wait, come back. I might want to sell some stuff to you. How do I sell stuff? Let's check my stash. I surely have tons and tons of junk in my stash by now. Or perhaps not. Never mind. Got no time for chitter. Too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentabor if you've rings to trade. Okay. Well, okay then. Where do we go now? Where to, Verse? Keep forgetting what Verse's name is. Wait, are there... Oh, that's... okay, never mind. I thought I saw something up there, but that's just the map exit symbol. Not much going on around here. Just a big old camp of nothingness. There's a guy named Bitter Quip. There's a guy named Barik. You can't make out the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He barely stares at you. Oh, I thought that was dialogue. That was not dialogue. Let's go see who this guy Bitter Quip is. Glory to the voices of Nerat. Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Brightblade, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. What can you tell me about the Scarlet Chorus? The chorus is the future of the tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitter Quip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Well, tell me about the voices of Nerat. I keep hearing about them, but I don't know what it is. Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a place? He is Supreme Commander and Public Servant. He who sets us free but directs all. Bitter Quip smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Nerat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. The voices and the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Bitter Quip pounds his staff on the ground. Glory to the voices. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, Bitter Quip smiles, lifting an eyebrow, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. Maybe I will sometime. In the meantime, what is your role in the chorus? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of man and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I had envisioned for my service thus far. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Nerat. Bitter Quip blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. Oh, I struck a nerve, I see. Somebody has a crush. That's all for now. Bitter Quip nods as you depart. Goodbye, Bitter Quip. Indeed, your quips were bitter. Anybody else I can talk to around here? Looks like we have a prison over here. I see a blacksmith. Isotanis. Isotanis, the blacksmith. Isotanis curses the air as a blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around you. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron, the good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lethian's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunan's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Isotanis flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ashe doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. Well, if I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Well, you can trust me to handle this. I knew that Tunon wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. Wait a second, I didn't know I was helping the disfavored. I should have known. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. Need something else? No, not right now, thank you. Goodbye. I have a new quest for Forge-bound iron. Explore Echo Call Crossing for something, something, something. Let's check my journal here. Explore Echo Call Crossing for clues of the missing shipment of iron. Isotanis has reason to believe that the settlement near Echo Call Crossing would be a good place to start looking for the missing iron. Okay. And somehow I accidentally gained favor with the disfavored. I gained favored with the disfavored. I can't get it. Wow, I have more favor with the disfavored than the Scarlet Chorus. I gotta work on that. I need more Scarlet Chorus reputation. Wait, is this where we're going? Into this tent here? I guess this is where we're going. The Archons await you inside. The soldier watches you pass. Use the spacebar to pause and unpause the game during combat. I know all about it. Yesterday you chided me for wishing to wait, now you suggest an even longer delay? Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with you yesterday, but we know you hate going with the overwhelming odds on your side. I can't read it fast enough. I don't need your heckling, I need your scouting reports, or better yet, confirmation you quelled the Oathbreakers in the valley. Oh, that. We will solve it in our own time and way. We must make at least a token effort to show them mercy after all. Mercy? They have already shat upon our mercy once before. These gutter-born South Knobs deserve nothing better than death. Oh, calm down now. We must leave something to rule. Or have you forgotten Kyros's orders? Patience, old chum. Well, I think there's a bit of a tussle going on here. I'm here to solve this dispute.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fate Bender. We'll be with you in just a moment. Oh, Oh, he's speaking to me at the same time.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I am here to proclaim Kairos' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. Oh, I've gained favor with everyone. Fifth Eye. Who's Fifth Eye? Who the heck is Fifth Eye? Fifth Eye is of the Scarlet Chorus. I guess that's this guy standing here. Ah, why didn't you speak up sooner? My Lord Archons, the governor of Lethion's Crossing, has finally arrived. I beg you to cease arguing for a moment. I will bow to the Archons. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here.
How wonderful you could join us, Quakebringer, Executioner of Cairn. You grace us with your presence. Here's hoping you have another edict for bringing childish Archons to heel.
In 430, the final year of the conquest of the Tears, Cairn, Archon of Stone, stopped answering the commands of Graven Ashe and openly questioned Kairos' right to rule the Tears. And thus I solved that, apparently.
We were worried you'd never make it. So glad that Drostus' demise didn't cause further delay.
The Archon of Secrets turns his attention to you. The frozen rictus fashioned into his bronze mask greets you with a permanent smile. How did you know about Drastus? I only just came from Edgering Ruin. The Archon of Secrets chuckles softly, saying nothing.
The voices of Nerat has all manner of eyes and ears. It's safer than not to assume he's listening.
Oh, thanks, Verse. Thank you for letting me know. Well, are you all done bickering? I have an edict to proclaim. Wait, no. Yes, I will be that presumptuous. I have an edict to proclaim. Stop your bickering.
My dear Binder, we won't be done bickering until the last of Ashe's hair falls out. We'll pause for you to read your little missive. Go on, don't keep us all in suspense.
I lost some reputation there.
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the chorus in the taking of the bastard city. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
Well, hold on a moment while I remember what happened with the bastard city. Whatever. Let me read over my options here for a moment. In honor of your incompetence and disarray, the edict will execute every living thing in this valley unless Ascension Hall is taken by Kairos' Day of Swords. Well, I've gained loyal... I don't know, I can't read that stuff fast enough. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. It's every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. Darn.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voices in your head. Watch him squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. Blubbering mess, that is. He'd used the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. Wait. Are you two daft? It is your indecision and bickering that necessitated this edict.
Daft? Only fools hate their lives enough to insult our intellect. But, our dear Binder, your invective is not without purpose. Each moment we waste, death by edict draws closer. Graven Ashe, we leave you to tackle the river. The chorus will scour the outer valley.
So that is what it takes to get you to agree to a plan of action. The threat of death? You place the Overlord in this position with your incessant arguments, but now we've actually agreed to do something. Kairos be praised.
No more sitting idle. I expect the Disfavored to be on the march at once.
You've delivered your edict. Do not pretend it gives you the right to give orders to an Archon.
Iron Marshal Erenyos. My lord, Barik and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. Oh, okay. I wish it would tell me beforehand if it's supposed to be a male or a female voice. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the Disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
The Archon twirls his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart. You hear the voices in your head. Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us... I'm not sure that I sided with the people that I really wanted to side with in that conversation. A lot of favor changed hands there, and I'm not sure I really followed all of that. I keep trying to side with the...
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Nerat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Now, if you'll leave me be, I have a battle to plan. I imagine duty requires you speak with the chorus further, but if I can convince you to lend a hand, most of my legion is trapped beyond the mountains, so I'm in need of an added sword or two. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the Outer Valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. Shouldn't I be helping the Scarlet Chorus? I want to help the Scarlet Chorus. I don't want to help you crazy purple-geared people. I'm just going to glare silently. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ashe, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And, though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. That's more like it. The Conqueror's Will quest completed. I have proclaimed Kairos' edict. We have new quests. The Battle of Echo Call Crossing. Taking the Outer Valley. The Scarlet Chorus are currently attempting to secure the outer ring of Vendrian's Well. You'll need to help them deal with rebel forces in the area before Kairos' army may safely march upon the Citadel. And Echo Call Crossing must be taken before Kairos' forces can press their attack on the Vendrian Well Citadel. Help the Disfavored subdue the rebels and take control of the crossing. Oh, okay. I gained a lot of favor with the Scarlet Chorus. Okay, that's good. I did that somehow by gaining favor with the Voices of Nerat. The Voices of Nerat was elated by your violent, subversive words and actions. Excellent. Graven Ashe was dismayed by your lack of support for the Disfavored. Well, well, well. So, okay, we're doing well. We definitely want to gain favor with the Scarlet Chorus more than the Disfavored. We hate those Disfavoreds. We hate them. I don't know why, but we definitely hate them. So, with that in mind, so if we help the Disfavored, when we help the Disfavored, we need to speak with the Iron Marshal in this camp that we're in. And if and when we go to help the Scarlet Chorus, we need to go speak with the Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp, which is apparently not here. The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the maps and models splayed about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplation. When I heard the Quakebringer was Tunan's chosen, I had a sneaking suspicion it was to pass another execution. I've grown very tired of being right. I'll leave you be. Bye. Yes, you do that. I have much to contemplate. And it's not fair that I do not have a chorus effect to put onto my voice like he does. Had I but known that I would need a chorus effect, I probably could have rigged something up in OBS, but alas. Okay, so let's check the map now. Can we get to the world map somehow from here? World map, haha. Ah, the Scarlet Chorus camp is to the south. The Scarlet Chorus have taken residence within the decayed walls of an old fortress. It is currently the base of operations for the Voices of Nerat's campaign in the valley. 1 hour and 15 minutes to get there, presumably. Well, I mean, I guess since we're here, we'll do the other one first. I mean, we'll do... What is this spell creation thing? I don't know what any of this means. It's highlighted up there. I don't know what it means. So, just for the record, I am playing on normal difficulty now. This is the second game that I started after my first game on... I started my first game on hard difficulty with expert mode and Trial of Iron. I got killed pretty fast, so I started a second game on normal difficulty, still with Trial of Iron on, but I turned off expert mode. So... Wow, I can just turn off death? Characters will die permanently. I mean, I feel like that would sort of negate the Trial of Iron if I turn that off. Feels like I should not be allowed to just turn that off. Okay, but I'll just leave that on. Maybe that's referring to companion people. Okay, that's me. I didn't even recognize what I looked like. Who am I going to talk to? Who is Ceveus? Have we talked to him? Fatebinder Brightblade, am I right? I'm Ceveus, Commander and 3rd generation Disfavored. Specifically, I'm Ceveus the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says Commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you've something official that needs discussing. What is it that you need? I overheard you asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spellslingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Well, I suppose I could lend a hand. Could you? I knew that Tunan's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Why do you think the siege has been delayed for so long? Insufficient reputation. Well, shit, don't look at me. It's not like we had a standing army ready to tackle these idiots. The Legion is spread thin across the tiers. The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The Disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the tiers, while the Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Nerat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the Chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ashe yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ashe's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the Voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. Okay. Well, I don't care to know you any further. Farewell. I don't like your tone, sir. Even if you did give me a new quest. for the Earthshaker reinforcements. And where is the Iron Marshal? Are you the Iron Marshal? No, you're an Earthshaker. Are you the Iron Marshal? Iron Marshal Erenyos. Don't just coddle the impact, push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Erenyos, field commander of the Disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I said eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. The Disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. Judging by her uniform, this is the Iron Marshal Erenyos, first among equals in the Iron Guard, Graven Ashe's inner circle of trusted followers, charged with the duties of leadership, logistics, and training. There is rarely a quiet day for the second in command of the Disfavored Legion. She clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? Well, wait. Let me first ask you, how are your warriors reacting to the edict? Kairos' ultimatum has the camp on edge, some with dread, but most are rife with anticipation. She points to the men sparring in the field. We have a lot of brothers and sisters to avenge, and the warriors are eager to take out some aggression. I, for one, choose to see the edict as a blessing, for it forces the generals to act, and we are long overdue. Okay. It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Call, and Little Tooth crossings. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concerted three-prong attack. I have no right to give you orders, but... Her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we will all die to Kairos' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened last time? Defeat in detail. We carved a bloody path up to the river, but at that point everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup. It was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up in the river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It certainly made us reevaluate the number we'll need to take this valley. Really? Are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy, and you just chose to disregard our warnings? Says Verse. It sounds like your lack of caution is to blame, not the Scarlet Chorus. Hey, I gained favor. Lack of caution? My legion is my family. I do not play loosely with their lives. The only blame here is on the Oathbreakers. It is their intransigence that created this conflict in the first place. There's no need to blame your teeth. At least, I can hear them grinding from over here. Verse. So, I really wish there was more voice acting in this game. So what's the value of taking the crossing? We can't just march from here to the Citadel with the Vendrian Guard manning the riverbanks. Fording troops and supplies through even the narrowest points of the river makes us vulnerable to attack, especially since our armor wasn't built for swimming. She points north, toward the mountain spire looming on the horizon. If we can take the river, we have a clear march to the Citadel, and Ascension Hall will be ours in no time. So you're saying the Disfavored need my help? Trying to pour salt on my pride? We left Fort Resolution with 100 on 100, and there have been no reinforcements or reserves. I keep throwing warriors back into battle before they're properly rested. So yes, I need to rely on all our allies, especially since most of our allies are conscripted Tearsmen, worse than useless. If the Disfavored didn't take every opportunity to insult the Scarlet Chorus, perhaps you'd find our help more forthcoming, says Verse, interjecting. Shut your snout, filthy mongrel. I won't suffer childish japes in my camp. She has a point. The Disfavored constantly mock the Scarlet Chorus. The Disfavored have history, pedigree, proper training. All the things these southern conscripts lack. We didn't train for decades to be peers and equals with these traitor Tearsmen. We've lived lives of dedication to Kairos, and the chorus accepts any fickle coward too fearful to die by their convictions. What you're seeing here is disfavored bigotry at its finest. I'm somehow at fault because my country wasn't conquered before I was born, interjects Verse again. Forget that I chose Kairos. Forget that I chose the Scarlet Chorus. Forget that I chose to fight off rapists and killers to earn my place in the army, just for the Disfavored to call me a worthless turncoat to my face. No one gave me a suit of armor that I could hide behind. No one issued me a sword and a measure of authority. I took everything that I have, and I fight every day to keep it. Fucking northern swine. All right, Verse, calm down. Calm down over there. My frustration was aimed at those in the chorus who accept Kairos lightly. The Disfavored commander withdraws a half pace. Like loyalty or some shifting breeze. I wasn't necessarily talking about you, Verse. Just others, not you. Don't take it so personally, Verse. All right then, all right. Iron Marshal Erenyos, what's my help worth to you? What's it worth? Erenyos takes a half step back, placing her arms on her sides. You read the edict. If we don't take Ascension Hall, it's your sorry hide too. Do you need a bribe to care about your own survival? Well, when you put it that way, I will assist you, Iron Marshal Erenyos. Then our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon, the Adjudicator, selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all in the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barik of the Stone Shields. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and this armor doesn't exactly, come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Erenyos signals to the hulking present. Barik, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder. The Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
It's an honor, Barik.
Barik, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Just a minute, you two know each other?
No. Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
She regards Barik with a mixed look.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Graven Ashe leave you out in the rain?
Barik sighs, a frustrated growl shaking his iron enclosure of a suit. Well, I don't believe we've been acquainted.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
He bangs on his malformed chest armor for emphasis. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true, and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side.
It's just my luck that I'm assigned to one of Tunan's legal clerks. I'm sure you think the rules don't apply to you, but I'm counting on you working with me and my squad to stop these Oathbreakers.
I ask that Barik accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Barik, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ashe has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You're to assume this task ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barik regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barik. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. I do mind, but I'll allow it anyway, if only so I can put a large object between myself and the enemy. You have gained wrath with Disfavored. You have gained fear with Barik. Oh, what does that mean? She regards you with a perplexed frown. Barik is indeed here for your protection. If you don't find him suitable for duty, you are free to discharge him from service. No way. Reverse loyalty ability, death from above, reputation ability unlocked. Quest updated, the Battle of Echo Crossing. We have a new person in our squad. Verse is loyal. Barik is afraid of me. Barik was appalled by your barbaric words and actions. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, so if he becomes more, you actually get rewards for making him afraid of you. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I don't really want him to be afraid of me. Well, maybe a little bit. How are we doing on... yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check my reputation after every conversation. Alright, next we need to meet with Antio at Echo Crossing. Antio and his company of soldiers are moving to break the opposition blockade at Echo Crossing. You have been dispatched to find Antio and assist as necessary. And do we have a point to spend? It's acting like I have a point to spend. And yet, nothing's highlighted. It's, you know, why did it highlight something up there? I'm confused. Oh, somebody else has a point to spend. Barik has a point to spend. He has a Punisher tier or a Sentinel tier. Clash of Iron. Issue a mocking invitation challenging enemies to attack Barik. Well, yeah, we definitely want people attacking Barik and not me. Yep, I'm saving that change. Barik has leveled up. Can we do this automatically? I really wish we could do this stuff automatically. Barik is level 2 versus level 2. It seems like... Why is that green? Oh, he's got +1 resolve from the Edict of Execution. Bonus health and will defense. It seems like we should give him a point of vitality. If he's going to be a tank. He's a literal tank in a fused iron suit. Is that it? We just do 1 point of that and that's it? Okay. Well, the leveling up process is fairly, fairly small. So he's got fused iron armor, and that's permanently affixed to him, apparently. He's got a disfavored iron sword and a disfavored shield. That's it? That's all you got? Don't have anything better than that? Alright, you're the new tank. Enjoy your... Whoops, no, I didn't mean to do that. Enjoy your role as the new tank. Wait, why is that a yellow 2? Oh, I just realized that number is their level. I get it now. For some reason, I thought that was like the order they were in the party. I think at the beginning, it was like... It just coincidentally had level 1 and level 2, and it looked like it was a sequential order somehow. Alright, there we go. Good enough. That's my new party. Alright, the tank should definitely go in front. What is that? Custom formation. No, let's just do a diamond formation. Alright, tank in front. Always tank in front. Alright. I feel like I haven't really done very much, but I see by my recording time it's been 52 minutes, so I guess we're gonna stop here.